All right, should be back live. I closed out of it because if the stream ends, I don't want to lose all my footage. I want to have my footage, man. So we're gonna have to let people get in here again. So yeah, this building, I'm gonna go and pick up right where I left off. So this building was a gas station a long time ago. It was a dentist after that, and right now it's turning into an orthodontics, and it's significantly farther right now than where it was a few months ago. It's looking pretty decent for a modern build, I'll give it that. It looks more interesting than a modern McDonald's. So that's a good thing, I guess. Yep, we're back. Phone's charging. It hit 0, but it didn't die. But I wanted to end the stream so that way to make sure I can make sure it's saved. I don't want to have my phone die and then I don't have the footage. It sucks when that happens. I've had it happen too many times. It looks like they've actually improved the process for PRISM to save the streams because it didn't have to render it like it usually does. It usually has to sit and render it for a little while before you can access the file, but this time it was just saved as soon as I ended the stream, so that was kind of nice. Yeah, I probably need to. I do got water in my bag. I got 2 of them. And I don't know if Supplanter is still in here yet or is in the new stream. But I do got my vest on. I've had it on the whole time. I usually always reuse it when I'm riding my bike. Not always, but usually. All right. We'll go over here. Probably the chilly wind is part of what hit the phone too. I'm glad I saw that right at the right time, but I wish I saw it just a tad sooner because then it probably wouldn't have gotten to the point of being nerve-wracked for a minute. Looks like this hotel is open now. So this is a Comfort Suites hotel. Whee, there we go. Comfort Suites Hotel. All of them converted into Sinclairs a while back. They all converted into Sinclair. I don't know all the details of it, but that's what I do now. And it's that let's see, that has resulted in some really funny situations where there's Sinclairs across the street from each other, or maybe a few blocks from each other. It's kind of funny. I'll let that person go first since they were there first. All right, Walker Road and Manual Drive going east. We'll go out towards the Dell Range now. Just see what's what. This is a little more downhill, so it makes it a lot easier to pedal, and the wind is a little less harsh going this direction. It's actually more behind me. There we go. I don't know if my back blinker works on my helmet or not, but I guess we'll find out. My hand flipped it on for these guys behind me. There we go. Do got a light charged up so I can still see. Not as good as if I had my other light, but I can still see with my bike light. It's not the worst by any means of the imagination. It'll light up way pretty good if I need it. Golly. Alright. That was fun. Hit a little rock. If I was on an e-scooter, I probably would have just went out, would have crashed right then and there. I think I would have. I definitely think I would have. Because that was bigger than the rocks I hit that were freaking me out in Boulder. Oops, I never was meaning to say that. Oh well. You could put 2 and 2 together if you dig. You could. If you knew the timeline, which if you've been active since then, you could actually figure that out. Either way, that's a story. I guess the rest of the story for another day, and I've kind of talked about in the past, so I'll leave it at that. Finbo, First National Bank of Omaha. They're building the new location on Dell Range, and they just, a little bit before that, like a couple months maybe 3 months, something like that. I got photos of about the time it happened, but they converted the 2 Cheyenne Trust Banks here in Cheyenne to Finbos. Finbos. I don't know if they say Finbo, but I like to say Finbo because it's fun to say it that way. I don't know why, it just has a ring to it to me. Kind of a cool ring to it. So we're on Yellowstone right now. Just past Carlson, we'll go back towards Dell Range here in a second. Good old Albertsons over here, of course. And stop for a minute. Check on chat. Phone's charging, we're at 7%. What's up, Beanie Boo? Nope, no abandoned RBs. Got 3 open ones. I think that's everything for now. So I guess this will be a part 1 and a part 2, because the way I've had to do that. Had to stop the stream to be safe. I didn't want to do something and not stop it and then lose my file, so that's okay. It's not, I guess it's not the end of the world if I lose the live file, but it's nice to have a higher resolution version that has no lag in it. So, yeah. And we're gonna hit the red light. That's fun. Maybe we'll do this. Do a little cheat. Ugh. Kind of, not really, but kind of. I don't think there's really anything saying I can't do that on a bike, but as far as I know, there isn't. Whoop. Hump. And we got a little bit of a hump here. Whoop. I didn't cut through a private property, so as far as I'm concerned, we're good. Well, let's be frank, people do that all the time and they never get in trouble for it. So I mean, I probably could have, but I try not to. I don't like doing that. That's not right at the end of the day. Shouldn't cut through someone else's property like that, but. Boink. Boink. Let's see. Hop on the greenway. There we go. Yeah, probably shouldn't I? All right, you've convinced me. I'll stop at the bench. How about that? I'll get to the bench and I'll take a drink. Do got 2 bottles, so I'm bueno, but yeah, probably should. Birdie. Looks like a crow flying above me. All right. Maybe I should mark my jeans. Anyway. What's going on here? Sorry if my hand's in the shot. Oops, I think I bent my mirror back. I'll have to adjust that in a minute. Oh, come on. I had to kind of shove my water bottle into the hole of my duct tape. I learned that there's not enough room to not do that. Kind of have to use my duct tape as a cup holder. I have a cup holder thing on my thing now, but it makes noise. There's a thing in the bottom that causes it bounce and make a clicking noise, and on top of that, that little thing in the bottom looks to me like it'd probably puncture a hole in something, which is not good. I'm sure there's an intentional reason for that, but they should have put like a whole bunch of them instead of just one little spot that would definitely puncture a hole if it hit just right. Come on, go in the hole again. There we go. I was not supposed to come out badly, by the way. Just trying to go through the middle loop thing of the duct tape, because otherwise it won't fit in the back. Won't quite fit. Kind of almost wants to, but doesn't quite. Tell Evan to go take a shower. What? I'm confused. 8 minutes later, I'm just now getting notified. Oof. There's YouTube for you. It's part of why I try to do notifications, but I mean, I can't always do, like, I can't always put an email out every single time I go live. It's hard to do that. That's why I try to put them out in the morning when I do them. And lately, I've been trying to just do it on a certain day of the week so that way it's a little more consistent and I can just kind of do it on autopilot. Okay. Don't know if this person's waiting. No. They slowed down, but they didn't wait. Oh well. It's kind of going slow to just see what they were doing, but yeah. Never know what people do sometimes. Looks like he is kind of lost. Not sure where he is. But, oh well, he's too far away already. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll go down Dell Range and go from there. Guess some I should talk about, since we kind of have a dead spot where I'm just writing. Things on the channel are going to be changing a little bit in the coming months. It's not really a choice anymore, so probably for now, going to be focusing more on places here in Cheyenne, since it's 5 times easier to do that right now. At least 5 times, maybe more. And they put new wood on that bridge. Speaking of which, they're supposed to put new wood on the bridge over near Old Chicago for the bike path. So that'll be closed for a few days while they do that. Yeah, there's no one here. I'm going. It's a matter of circumstance. I've fortunately missed a few things I kind of wanted to catch. I obviously want to try and get to Murdoch's in Fort Collins when they had their grand opening going on, but that didn't end up going that way because of stuff in my life. And of course, I didn't know about this until the last minute, but Jack's actually I guess they remodeled a little bit and definitely expanded on their original Loveland store, which took over Loveland's Shopco, Loveland, Colorado, not Ohio, Loveland, Colorado. But they had their kind of grand reopening, so to speak. Excuse me. Grand reopening, so to speak, and I kind of wanted to catch that, but that also didn't go that way because of life happening. I know the Kmart in Fort Collins is now demolished and all of the stuff there, pretty much. So the Loaf and Jug's gone, the Radio Shack building's gone. On your left. On your left. Said it twice because I wasn't sure if they heard me. But yeah, that's happened. I did a video on my what is it, Optopolis Vault channel, so that's something to talk about too, where I actually had recorded a kind of a vertical clip just walking through the old King Soopers next to the Kmart in Fort Collins, and that's going to be moving to where the Kmart was. I don't see any cars again, so we're just going to go. That moved there though, so, or that's going to move there. It's still, the old one's still open, but I have a pretty good hunch to believe I'm not going to be able to make it before they move. To try and do a good, proper video. I mean, it's a pretty cool store. It's one of the most vintage King Soopers in Colorado, so it's kind of a unique store. But yeah, if you guys haven't figured it out, I actually did expand to some new channels over the last, I guess, couple years, maybe 3 years now, a couple years roughly, something like that. Can't remember when I started the Shorts channel, but that's now Optopolis Extra. So the Optopolis Extra channel is kind of just literally anything but retail. For the most part, is like current stuff. I'm not really posting old stuff on there, but I'm also not posting retail stuff on there. I'm posting all kinds of other stuff. So I've done a couple of train videos on there. What else have I done? I did a biking video with this, where I filmed the slow roll, one of the slow rolls last year. That was a big bike ride. It was a cluster, and it was a little bit of people to manage, so to speak, for them. And I mean, it's a cool thing to catch, though. It's a cool thing to catch because you don't usually see, 50 plus bikes all at the same spot like that here in Cheyenne. Might be more than 50 people riding at one time, but not usually 50 bikes in one spot at one time. All right, this is Powder House and Dell Range now. So we're finally over here. It's getting a little bit darker. Street lights are starting to kick on. And no cars coming, I hope. Doesn't look like it. And I hate this. I hate that corner. And I hate this sidewalk too, but I don't like riding on this street on Dell Range very much. So there's no traffic. That's not too big of a deal. Like if it's the middle of the night when there's no traffic, not such a big deal. Pretty easy to dodge onto a sidewalk if there's a vehicle coming, but right now it's still a little bit busier. Although, as I say that, it is kind of dead on this section. Either way, I didn't want to go the wrong way on this. It's scary enough to go the right way in the turning lane right there. I did that once, and I swear I was within 6 inches being hit by someone one time. So I don't do that anymore. And that was going the right direction. Like I was going with the flow of traffic. The dumb face didn't want to wait for me, I don't think. Or wasn't paying attention to me, or maybe a little bit of both. Well, Dickey's is open tonight. I heard they're supposed to be looking at moving to a new building that they want to build on the outskirts of the property. It's actually not here today. There's actually stuff in the projects and planning website for it. That hasn't been approved or anything yet, so anything could happen, but I'm not exactly sure what would happen with the Christmas stuff that's always there. They always have Christmas trees for sale at winter time in that lot. So yeah, I don't know what would happen with that. Let's see what else though for channels. So obviously there's Optopolis Vault that I mentioned over there. Right now I'm keeping it mainly retail focused, but I'm only posting really old stuff that I've never posted before, or maybe I posted it on Instagram but never YouTube, or maybe it was on YouTube and I took it down for some reason. Just various stuff like that. So like I put up a couple of video clips I captured back around the year of 2010 or so, within a year of that, in Fort Collins. I posted a quick little walkthrough thingy I did at Macy's a while back when I was trying to do the Foothills Mall video. That was a long time ago too. Still, on some level, I still regret my choice to film that instead of the JCPenney, because at the time, the JCPenney was non-closing, but would have been set to start closing Whereas the mall, I still had plenty of time at that point in time to try and do a video some other time. On some level, maybe I needed that initial kick, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet. I guess we'll find out if I need it or not. I don't know. Because I haven't tried doing a mall video since, and I made that one unlisted because there's so many details that I either didn't really include because maybe I didn't know, or just I later found out were inaccurate. And personally, I hate having inaccurate details, so when I have a video where I have something really inaccurate, I like try and do something to fix it, try and make a new video, or at least take the old one down so there's not confusion. Because I hate having misinformation out there. It bothers the heck out of me. Do the best I can, get things right, but sometimes I do unfortunately have the same problem everyone else does, which is getting a bad source. So yeah, we'll go by over here, I guess, for a minute. I'm pretty sure this sign's not going to be up for the appliance factory. Yeah, it's not. It's not up. They might have done some repainting, maybe. Maybe? I can't remember now. No, I don't think they did. I don't think they did. I think it's the same as it's been. Yeah. Of course, it is nighttime and the lights are on, so we could actually kind of see in from a distance, couldn't we? See if it looks like they've done anything. No, well, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Looks to me like it's about the same. Yeah. There's a couple ladders in there. I'll give it that. But I don't see anything else. So, nothing particularly changing on that right now. Or noticeably changing, I should say. Sup, Tanyan? I'll read your chat in a minute. Hopefully you're having a good night, dude. Freddy's is getting there. They got some brickwork up. They've been painting it. Can actually kind of take a view of it from here. Right there is where Freddy's will be going. And I definitely see two different doorways for two other potential tenants. And I don't know if that would be turned into one big tenant, or maybe just keep it two little tenants. But both Freddy's and the other one on the opposite side of the building are both supposed to be drive-through. So that would be kind of different. Bed Bath & Beyond here in Cheyenne is still closing, and frick, my nose. I think the cold's getting me a little bit. It's not super cold, but it's chilly enough that's beating my body, I guess. And I don't know if this light's gonna change. Shall I just go? I'm thinking about it. Oh no, wait, here it goes. Yellow, red, green. Wow, actually, either I hit the timer or it sensed me, one or the other. It might have actually sensed me, because usually I don't notice this light changing if there's no cars there, so, or no vehicles, I should say. There was talk of a sandwich shop going in one of those, but one of those spaces by Freddy's, but haven't seen anything official for that. So that is hearsay. Do got Kleenex, so maybe I'll blow my snot out. And I still see 50 to 70% off in the window of Bed Bath & Beyond, 50 to 70% off of everything. And there is a sign that says that all the furniture and stuff is for sale too. All right, I'll read the chat since I got to the corner of Route here in this parking lot. Sup, ransacked? Yeah, that's the rumor. That's the rumor. There was a Pier 1 back there, but it closed a long time ago, and it was replaced by one of the casinos in town. I'm forgetting the name of it right now. YO something. I don't know. They got a location over by Dollar Tree on Lincoln Way too. Nice. Been to Crumble here quite a few times now, and it's been pretty good so far. I haven't had any bad experience. And hey, Ecliptic Luna, sorry. Paramac was the name of that former Verizon in downtown Cheyenne, by the way. No problem, Nikki. 3 Kmart's left, man. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, if it's even gonna happen. On some level, I kind of doubt it would, just because of... hey, Danielle L. Some level, I kind of doubt it would happen just because that would mean a lot less competition. I don't know if it would be enough to say no, but like I do wonder if it would not happen. But simultaneously, maybe it will. There could be maybe some potential benefit to that. Maybe the food, it's a little more the same across the board, right? I find that sometimes Albertsons isn't quite as fresh, but you know, it's still pretty fresh there. It's better now than it used to be years ago. So I don't know. In that one respect, I could see it maybe being a little bit good, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. I know there's a lot of different angles to look at that from. Okay, looks like I'll have to get more Kleenex when I get home. I only got one more after this one. That's all right. I'll be okay. Ah. Sorry, guys. Ah. Well, that's better. Now I can breathe a little bit. Okay. In Colorado, yes. Most of them, in fact, in northern Colorado are closing. I think there's only like a couple or 3 that weren't, maybe. I forget exactly how many. And that was the last time I checked, so I don't know if things have changed since then. No problem though, Nikki. I was confused for a minute. I wasn't sure what you were wanting me to do there, but that's funny. I like that. All right, Retier and Frontier Mall Drive. Ow, ow. Man, feels good to, kind of feels good in a way to actually do this again. It's been a long time. Been a long time since I've done a biking live stream. I noticed that even while doing my video, so I'm going to try something a little different this week. So I'm going to be doing a video where I kind of do an update on things, but it's going to be a long form video, not a live stream. And something I noticed while doing that, I did do this driving because it's cold that day and I had a lot of ground to cover, but something I did notice, kind of hoping there is this garbage can. Guess I could throw it there. I want a garbage can because I don't want to carry this, but anyway. Something I noticed that while I was doing that, filming it, I noticed that even doing it in video format is kind of wearing on me a little bit. Maybe just because of all the driving involved. But it was actually a little bit wearing, which was kind of interesting to me to discover. So yeah, this is US Renal Care, Cheyenne Dialysis, Snowy Range Kidney Care. It's a new clinic that opened up a while back. I think I mentioned it while they were building it before, and I forgot the sidewalk ends. That's really good. Nobody's bought up this other space over here, so the sidewalk kind of just awkwardly ends. We'll go up this way, I guess. Go back over here. But either way, I will be trying to release that sometime next week. maybe, hopefully sooner rather than later, but I'm not gonna promise a date yet. And I'll have to do some more exploration content. There are some abandoned places here. I obviously kind of forgot about the place. I do got my light if I need it, but it's still pretty light for me. But I obviously do got that Vietnamese place downtown. As far as I understand, it's closed off. Just double check, of course. I've done the doghouse, but there are other things. There's a couple of gas stations in town. They're still abandoned, so I could probably catch them. There's still plenty of stores I haven't filmed here. I kind of, way back in like end of 2019, start 2020, before Corona was happening, I decided I should probably see about kind of slowing down a little bit on recording stuff here in Cheyenne, just in case something happened where I couldn't get out to Colorado. But the weird thing is that back then I never actually thought that would have happened. You know, I thought it was going to be that I'd end up missing stuff because I end up having that little nerve wreck in the back of my mind. But now I guess with the way things are right now, and will be for at least months, kind of glad I did that, because now I have stuff I can film in a way. Still got to figure out the whole video. That's one thing I was kind of talking about to a tiny handful of people in a circle of mine, so to speak, where, well, quite a while back, I think it's like started 21, end of 2020, started 2021, I did like a intro video thingy. No, you know what, there's a trash can up here, I could throw this in. I did an intro thingy though to the year where I kind of showed a whole bunch of things I really wanted to try and do, a whole bunch of goals I'd set for myself. And man, I found myself watching it mainly because I was looking for a totally unrelated shot for a different video, but watching through it, I realized that there's quite a bit there that I never actually end up doing, including the mall video thing. Like, in a way, I kind of did it before I ever did that video. Or the few of you who are watching back in like 2019, early 2020, you may remember I did that Foothills Mall video I mentioned earlier, but ended up taking it down. I never actually got around to trying to do a new one. I've kind of filmed here and there in malls because obviously it's probably still worth to have some kind of documentation, but it's definitely not the same. Not the same as doing a proper video. So like that, a lot of that footage I recorded will probably be something that might go on the Vault channel or something like that at some point versus the normal main channel. So it's like kind of in a stuck spot there. Perhaps an even bigger annoyance is that I won't be able to really do a bunch of malls for a while. So yeah, I guess on the upside, I think it's, what is it, Exploring with Andrews, Exploring Retails with Andrews. I think that's what it is. Hopefully that didn't have nails in it. But I think he ended up, I don't know if he moved yet, but he was supposed to move to Colorado, from my understanding. I know he's been doing a lot of videos in Colorado, so in a way that's actually kind of helped in that respect, because obviously I can't really do those videos right now. See, if you need a reason why bikes hate narrow sidewalks like this, besides just being right up against traffic, there's a reason right there. There's not really enough space to properly pass by other people. And I probably should have gone in the street, but I didn't, so now I kind of regret this. Hold on a minute. Yeah, kind of at a weird angle. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay, let's try this. Ooh. There we go. Ready? Now wait for this car because I don't want them to freak out. Ow. And there's a car, and now we can go. I'm gonna flip my tail light on again on my helmet. Hopefully it's on. I think it is, I don't know. I can't tell. Can't tell. Hopefully it is. Since we're interacting with traffic, I want it on. All right. We'll read chat here in 1 second. All right. Get up on the sidewalk here. kind of almost a bike path. I think technically it's considered the bike path, but I mean, it's teeterish. It's wide enough to be, but it's also kind of around the edge of the road, so I don't know. You tell me if it is. Grandview Avenue, and I think this is Mason. I think that's the name of it. I don't think about the name of the street too often. I'm now realizing. Goodwill. All right, we'll pull up next to Goodwill and then we'll look at chat. All right, where's my phone at? Percent 35. It's charging. Nothing just like everything here in town. It's more empty space places and retail. In some areas, totally agree. Totally agree. Tuesday morning isn't going to see Wednesday, so to speak. Gotcha. Revisit of Bannon, Steinmar, and Gilmart. It still looks the same as 2 years ago. Well, the only thing I don't know much about was in 1947, the area of the old Cary was an elementary school called Pershing, according to Google AI, but then Cary now it's East Ridge. Interesting. Yeah, for the most part, my setup's the same. I haven't really changed it much. I have an idea of what I'd like to do to try and smooth it out, but other than that, there's really no difference on the setup. Still got my extra handlebar that my phone is on. I think since last year, I moved my phone mount a little bit farther to the right, so now you guys don't have the handlebar in the shot really anymore. Shouldn't anyway. Probably see the cord right now of my charging cable, but still got my bag that I have my battery thing in. So that's all good and dandy. Wonder if Wingstop is open tonight. I don't know if they would have stayed open for Easter or not. I kind of think almost think they would have, because in Easter they do chicken, and you know, well, I don't know. I guess for us we usually will do ham or turkey or both. So I don't know. It's kind of a gray area thing, I guess. All right, this is Converse that we're on now, and I'm gonna go on the sidewalk, I think. Maneuver this crushed base. And hopefully I don't get anything in my tires by going through that little bit of grass. Sometimes there's those like sharp pods almost on them. I think they might actually be pods. Usually seeds will do that stuff, but they end up having sharp, fairly long spines that are enough to get into the bike wheels and pop them. Sucks when you get them in there. I went through the field to the left of me, as from the parking lot down to the bike path. I went through that next to one of the fields over here, one of the ball fields, and I strongly regretted it because I ended up having a whole bunch of them in my tires, and when I pulled them out, I was so screwed. That was not the funnest day. And of course, they were in both tires, so I had to replace them. So that was like a $65 job. Not the worst, I guess, for an inner tube replacement, but it's still a job to do. Between the tires and placing them and all that. I did go for thicker ones though, that in theory should be a little less prone to popping if they get something in them, but that time, and that was last year when that happened too, I believe. The water bottle thing, the need for a water bottle cage, which I don't remember if that was last year, or actually it might have been a year before that actually now. I can't keep up on all my years. Bounce. So we're on Dell Range and headed towards Windmill right now, so we're eastbound. Get off the main road there. I really don't like it. It's nerve-wracking because if a car bounces off, you're dead. You're probably not going to survive that, you know. If you do, you're going to be in critical condition. highly unlikely you would get out of it with minimal injury. Going against traffic on the sidewalk, and if a car bounces up like that at 40 miles an hour plus, I don't foresee you getting out of that without some kind of critical injury. Kind of got to go back right here, but then this is farther from the road, so not as bad. Whee! How's the nighttime footage looking? I don't know. How's it looking for you guys? Looks all right on my end, but on my end, I see it like it's live right now. Like there's never anything, no lag or anything. For you guys, it could, you know, it can grain out sometimes on your guys' end a lot more than me. So I don't know how it looks for you guys. Just definitely let me know. I am hyped for the warmer months though. Kind of tired of the winter ones. And over the last few months, that was part of what slowed me down at the start of the year too for filming videos and stuff. I kept falling down on the dang ice. I fell down at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 times on the ice in like 2 months time period. So I'd fall, and then I'd hill up, and then I'd fall again, and then I'd hill up, and by the time I hilled up again, I fell again, and it's just over and over and over again. It's ridiculous. Worst year I've ever had for falling on ice. And of course, every single time I landed on one or the other side of my hip. So I ended up making it not fun to sit or stand. I couldn't really sit in the car for an extended period of time. I couldn't really do much anything when I was getting over that. So that was not the funnest. All right. Well, you guys want to see something nuts? You probably can already see it. This is Moran Avenue on Dell Range. They demolished the, and I don't know how much good the light's gonna do for you guys for this, but they demolished the 2 buildings that were here. There were 2, I don't know if they were apartments or condos, but they were multifamily units. Really, really, really old, dating back to like 50s or 60s. They demolished them, and they're supposed to put a Schwab Tire Care Center here, but they haven't started building that yet. Have not started building that yet. It's definitely getting a little darker, so maybe I'll put this on low. Come on, button again, there we go. Let's cross before it changes. Probably won't change, but there's no traffic here, but it's flashing, so if it does, I don't want to be there. Ah, I see what the advertisement was now. So there's an advertisement on a trailer for Wyoming, like, was it? Canine Training Academy. They've put a sign on a trailer and parked the trailer there. So I guess it's just a little advertisement. I smell smoke. A little bit of smoke. Might be a fireplace, but I don't know. All right. I'll re-chat again here in a second when I get a little farther down the road. I've ridden over that hump so many times, I kind of know right where to go. I didn't have to think about it, I guess. I guess, sorta. City Brew. City Brew thanks you. It's been a little while since I've gone there, but when I did go there, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. I could go there again at some point. All right, here's Finbo. There you go. There's Finbo, First National Bank of Omaha, the new one that they're building, the actual original one. It was apartments. Okay, thank you, Ransacked. Looking good. That's good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yep, another tire care center. Yeah, the Firestone, Bridgestone. Yeah, it's pretty much right across the street from there, almost. just up the hill. Since the 1980s. I thought I saw like I don't know. I don't want to say it for certain. I said it in the article I did about it. So on that's another thing. So I actually set up a Blogger website to post my articles. Was posting on a different news place for a while, but kind of slowly got tired of it. I didn't care for the platform as much. Didn't have as much control and stuff, so oops, we'll put it on low. So I ended up moving over to Blogger. And over there on Blogger, optopolis.blogspot.com, you can find an article about the late Schwab, and I definitely included the bill date that property assessor lists for it. So you can find that for certainty there. I can't remember. I feel like it was older than 80s. I feel like it's older than 80s, but I'm sure it's been there since at least the 80s for sure. No doubt there. All right, probably should have gone left. Well, you know what? We'll cut through the parking lot. Kind of gonna go into this area anyway, so screw it. And go up on that back road so that way we can go over to see if Wingstop is open today or not. If they are, they should be open until midnight, or 11 or whatever it is. So 11 or midnight, can't remember. I know 1 hour is 11, the other is 12, but I don't remember if it's midnight to 11 or 11 to midnight. I think it's 11 to midnight, but I don't know if they'd be open on Easter or not. That's the fun part about it. All right, no traffic. And I hit a little piece of wood. Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like they're open. They're still open at this time of night. So this was a Starbucks. I found out on my Instagram story that it was April when I found out that something was happening, because they had taken all the weird fogging on the windows down. And well, that's when I first suspected something happening. A few months later, I found plans in the city planning website for Wingstop. They had their first day last Friday. Haven't tried them yet, but it's a place I eventually want to try, even if I don't do a video on it. I don't know if I'll do a video on it or not, but we'll see. It just depends on how situations go, I guess. Might post some on my story about it. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know if I'll do a huge video yet, but I guess it is an idea of something to do at some point if they are good. Well, even if they aren't. I imagine they would be, considering they're a chain that has locations all over the place, but I don't know. I've never been there. I've yet to have any personal complaints with them, so. But then again, I haven't gone in there yet either. Anyway, rambles. All right, what time are we at? I don't know what time it is. I don't know what time it is. Probably after 7 at this point. I know that much. All right, let's look. 9:10 Central, so that would be 8:10 my time, and Tanyan also got it. There you go. Not gonna lie, passing by there, I smelled wings, and it kind of made me mildly hungry, even though I'm stuffed. Historic aerials, okay. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know. I'll have to look at that, I guess. I haven't really looked into schools a lot. Well, no, I'm probably not going to go till 12. It'll get too chilly by then. It's supposed to get into the 30s tonight, so imagine it's still 40s, because I'm still kind of comfortable in what I got. You know, I'm not even in a jacket. I'm biking in long sleeve and long pants, so no jacket. I got gloves on, so that helps. But then I usually try to wear gloves when I bike anyway, so. and they did not want to wait. Bunny ears. Bunny ears. He had bunny ears on. I think it was a he. I think I could look at the face, but had bunny ears on. Wing stop. So that makes 3 wing places, 3 dedicated wing places on that range. You got Wing Stop, Wing Shack, and Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, actually, I'm not certain I know when the where Wing Stop is based, but I believe Wing Shack is based out of Colorado, and I'm not sure on Buffalo Wild Wings either. I haven't thought about that before. Haven't needed to yet, so it's just not something I thought about. Not something I thought about. It is getting a little bit darker now though, so probably gonna find a good spot to, so to speak, wrap up. Here's Dell range again. On the upside, I'm also in a white t-shirt, so I'm pretty visible. Pretty visible. We're gonna turn on the next spot. All right, here we go. Hi, AMR. How's it going tonight? What's up, the other Dan W? Wingstop is Texas. That's right. That's right. That is, isn't it? I forget Buffalo Wild. I don't know if I've even looked at Buffalo Wild Wings. Like I said, I just haven't had a need to do that yet. So I actually haven't realized I haven't looked at that before. So something to look at, I guess. 55 degrees Fahrenheit, that's not bad. Yeah, Domino's does have wings too. I've had them before. They're pretty good. I usually go for their pizza if I'm gonna go to Domino's, but I have had their wings before and they're pretty good for what it is. Personally, I don't really have a strong preference for like one place over another. Like, yeah, there's maybe small preference for me for like a larger wing rather than a smaller one. But beyond that, I don't know that I really have a preference. And even the small ones still can be really good. I'd rather small ones that are moist rather than big ones that are dry. So, I mean, for the most part, I don't have a preference. It's mainly as long as they're like not dried out and have a decent flavor to them. I mean, I think that's going to be about the way it is for a lot of stuff too. For a lot of stuff, I don't know where I'm going now. I just went this way for no apparent reason. No apparent reason. Shall we go to Lincoln Way real quick? Because there is a little bit happening at the intersection of Lincoln Way and Ridge. Maybe go up there and wrap it up. I think that might be a good spot to wrap up. Let me know what you think. Should I go up there or should I see about wrapping up sooner? It is getting dark, but I do got light and it is charged, so we should be good for a little while. All right, Green River Street and Ridge Road. All right. Wings versus drumsticks. Okay. I like. I mean, like the outer part of the wing, then, kind of the lower part, I guess you might say. A part farther from the body, I believe it is. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. I think about it for a minute, but it is. I like both. I like both. They both have their own kind of distinct flavor. Drumsticks versus the outer part of the wing. I find it a little easier to get the meat off the outer part, but the drumstick, then again, still can have a interesting texture to it to me. So both are good. I'll eat a little bit of both whenever I get wings. Hell, you know what? Even Two Doors Down, I tried their wings a while back and they were pretty good. That was like one of the last couple times I was able to go sit in a restaurant with other people too. Like more than just Jeremy or something. Granted, I guess me and Jeremy haven't done that in a while. We've gone through the drive-thru a few times in his streams and stuff, but beyond that, haven't really sat down and eaten somewhere since like a long time ago. Back around the first time we kind of decided to meet up. After we found each other. That is a while back, man. A while back. Something cool on that note, I actually recently did a channel intro. I edited a channel intro thing for him for Standby News. Gathered a bunch of clips that he had on his channel, including some of the ones I'd grabbed, because not necessarily because they were my shots, but more because of just the content, honestly. Like I felt like those just were really interesting things to include in that, so I actually did that for him, and that's on his channel now, so that's kind of fun to do for something a little different. Something a little different from what I usually do. Yeah, I think I can do it safely, by the way, Christian. I think I can do it. It's not too bad. Ridge Road's pretty well lit, and I do got my light, and I can turn it on a brighter setting if I have to. Usually I like riding in the street on Ridge, but I guess I'm not doing it this time. On Ridge, there's parking lanes, so besides the parked cars, there's not much to interfere with me riding in the street. It's not the most ideal for a... That car had purple underglow. It's not the most ideal, I guess, for a bike per se, but it's better than gutter lanes, because gutter lanes are tiny and narrow and usually right up against traffic. Hate gutter lanes. If a car comes at you, you can't really dodge them unless you somehow manage to jump onto the curb. And unless you're someone with a lot of BMX tricks up your sleeve, you're probably not going to even know how to do that, are you? If you're like me, where you just ride around. I can ride up on a curb if I have to, but that's never fun, and I have to do it at the right angle. I can't just kind of slide up. I have to hit it kind of more at a 90-degree angle. So, yeah. That's why I hate the gutter lanes. I don't like the gutter lanes too much. I shouldn't say hate, but strongly dislike, strongly dislike. Since we're passing by here, they demolished the, Supply Sergeant building, the old Supply Sergeant building that caught fire. I think I posted a photo on my community tab a long time ago. From the morning it was on fire. Happened to receive word, and it's like, well, shoot, might as well grab some photos, so that way it's at least there. I mean, at the end of the day, unfortunately, it's part of the history there. But plus, it's interesting and newsworthy anyway, so there is that. But granted, I didn't end up posting it that much. I posted about a tiny bit on the community post, and that was about it. But that was an interesting morning. Didn't expect to be woken up to hear that it was on fire. It's not funny that it was on fire, but funny that I was woken up, because I would not expect that. I really would not. Supposed to annex that property and this property right here into the city and turn into city mixed use business, city MUB for zoning, which in theory, if I'm not mistaken, that would help with like parking minimums and stuff, make it a little easier for something to get by with a little less parking, and make it a little more wiggle room for something else, for a little more than just retail, you know? Like, as far as I understand it, if I do understand it correctly, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna let this guy go, and then I'll go. As far as I understand it, it should allow for potential actual mixed-use buildings, which would actually be interesting to see there. City's already been experimenting with that. I know up off of Powder House in Gardenia, in the area where there was recently a grass fire. They actually are kind of experimenting with that too, though, because there's like a preschool inside of a building that has a whole bunch of other stuff in it, like totally different stuff. Like I think it's I believe it is some kind of residential, if I'm not mistaken. I actually need to, probably should double check that, but I don't feel like it right now. Something to double check, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about that, pretty sure. I'll have to double check the zoning on that too, I guess, to see if I am right about that, but I think I am. I guess take that with a grain of salt. I know it's just random thoughts, I guess kind of random thoughts for me to note to myself, but something for me to check up on. It's kind of interesting to see that, some of that old downtownish vibe is kind of coming back. Numerous videos now have been put out on the internet, including one on Strong Towns, that dive into how the downtown businesses just are an overall better way to go than the suburban stuff, at least in terms of a city. A lot more economical viability there for a city. So it's kind of interesting to see Cheyenne doing that more. I feel like there's definitely still cities that are farther along than Cheyenne, but I still think that there should be credit there. There definitely should be credit that Cheyenne's trying to do something anyway. Kind of this realization. Of course, it's still not to say that there's not any good of some of the suburban stuff, but there's certainly people that prefer that, and that's okay. On the flip side, it is interesting to see that to me. At least to me, it's very interesting. I don't know about to you. Climbing up the hill. Let's see, and there's actually one other, oops, hit a piece of wood, hopefully no one else. It's one other channel I forgot to mention earlier. Didn't really forget, just didn't get to it, but I've also expanded with the Retail Photographer after I had that Twitter account get locked out. Somehow couldn't sign in with the old password, and sure enough, the email that I used to use begs for a phone number. It's like, I don't want to give you a phone number. There's a reason I used it, so that way I didn't have to give you one. And then they changed it a few years back, so a lot of times it makes it put in a phone number. So it kind of sucks, but I don't know if my tail light's on or not. I don't know if it's even working, to be honest. It might be dead for a while now. I clicked the button, so if it was going to come on, it's on, but I can't check without pulling the helmet off. Anyway, but yeah, I do have a YouTube channel now called The Retail Photographer, where I've kind of been sharing some of the photos over there too that I take and end up putting up on there. Kind of realized, that was another realization I had, but maybe a topic for a little later for a moment. There we go. Oh wow, they're getting far on this. You guys don't even know. Unless you've been following along on my blog spot or somewhere else besides YouTube, you don't even know about this. So Party America, not affiliated with Party City, Party America moved down to the different spot in this plaza, and Ace Hardware put in plans to come in here. A while back they put that coming soon sign, and they're getting really, really, really close to opening. I don't think they're open yet, but they are really close. Yeah, no, they're definitely not open yet, but they are really, really close. Look at all that. So this is a second location here in Cheyenne for Ace Hardware, but the fun thing is that, as far as I know at this point, has no connection to the other Ace Hardware. It's the one actually is owned by the same person that owns the Laramie Ace Hardware. So, kind of a plot twist there. And then Party America moved down here. And of course, they always have weird hours, so sometimes they're not open when you might kind of need them, but that's okay. I realize that that's probably not they probably would want it to just be open for the most important part of the day when it's more of a niche thing, right? If it's more niche, then not as many people are gonna come. So it might as well just be open for the time when people will come. So I do understand that, but yeah, they moved right here into the old Sears Hometown space. And the Sears Hometown was really short-lived. It was really, really short-lived. I think it was even less short-lived than the church's chicken. So, yeah. Looks like for the most part, everywhere's closed here. Party America is closed for the night if they were even open today. They might not have opened today since it's Easter. Dollar Tree's closed for the night. They close early though. So I don't know if they were open earlier. Oh, that's a cool shot into the old Big Lots. Lights are out in this spot, but that's okay. That's a cool shot. I don't know if Spirit Halloween will go in here next time or not. They might. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if the same people will be there next year or not, but this year it's kind of cool because I guess a handful of the workers there actually had already seen some of my other Spirit Halloween videos, so they already knew about it. And the person who I'm pretty sure was the manager of that store even had known about Nate Guy, who does a heck of a lot of Spirit Halloweens when Halloween season kicks in. So it's like that actually led to some really cool conversations. Some of my favorites for Spirit Halloween. That really did. Those were fun times. Those were fun times. I liked that. I don't think all of them knew, but a chunk of them did, and the ones that did, they knew. Like, it's cool. That's kind of one of my favorite ones for sure for Spirit. But yeah, I don't think that's it. Wyoming Downs, I just thought of the name as I'm riding up to the one over here by Dollar Tree. Wyoming Downs is the casino thing that took over the Pier 1 imports. So there you go. I think that's Christian that asked that earlier. Ow, bad bump. Yep, Wyoming Downs. They got a location here, and then they opened in the old Pier 1. And there's the sign, although you guys can't see it at the moment. Wyoming Downs. There we go. Oop, not sure what this person is doing, but okay. I think they're parking. I'm glad I stopped for a minute just to make sure they were gonna stop. My light's on too. You can see it. You can see on stream that I got it on. Oh man. All right. Maybe we'll go up to the intersection here. They probably thought I was gonna turn, which was kind of my bad. That's actually kind of on my part. They initially thought I was gonna turn into that no parking zone thing, but nope, siree. All right, I'll read chat again in 1 sec. Then I guess we'll start wrapping up. Come and go. That was a pretty good ride. Sup, Ryder Ellis? Haven't seen you in a few. Ah, thanks for sharing the link. Yeah. I don't know what link it was, but you should go to Lincoln Way, but only if it's safety. So okay, I already read that. All right, nice. Thank you, Tanyan. Yeah, I'll check it out. A lot of people are not aware that Ace Hardware is or franchised. Yeah, that's true. They do have independent owners. It's just interesting because you would have thought that the other Cheyenne store would be the one expanding over here, at least to me. But I don't know, maybe that owner just wants to keep one location, or maybe they got a bunch of locations, Colorado or something. I know the Ziggy's here, both of the Ziggy's coffees here are owned by someone who owns a bunch of Colorado locations, or at least one or two. I think he owns Fort Collins and, was it Greeley? Question mark? I can't remember. If I went back to the footage, I could probably figure it out, but yeah. That's what he said though. So yeah, Fort Collins, I think there's one or two others he mentioned, so. Yeah, Halloween's coming again. It's all coming around again. Did you do an abandoned mall? I haven't done an abandoned mall. There's not really abandoned malls in my area. There's been abandoned plazas, so I did the Cole Shopping Center documentary here in Cheyenne a while back. But there hasn't really been much in the way of abandoned malls in recent years in my area. Not for quite some time. Yeah. The video was for you. Okay, that's all right. That's good. I appreciate it for sharing that, though. That'll give some clarity. That's kind of a fun little edit. I occasionally will go out and grab some footage for him. If it's maybe a little more convenient for me than him, then sometimes I might do it. And other times, you know, sometimes it just depends. It depends. For him, it's kind of hard because he don't have a car. He has a bike, so he can at least get around. But between not having a car and also having kids at home to deal with, it's a little bit more chaotic. And personally, I don't mind doing that sometimes. So yeah, it's like I might as well do something there. Frankly, it's kind of cool, kind of nice. Yeah, but anyway, that's beside the point. All right, let's spin around. Whee! Look at that. Nice whip here. And there goes the Safeway truck, which probably going to Albertsons. All right. I think that's about it though, so I do appreciate everyone who stopped by, and we'll have to go from here. Like I said, probably going to be doing more Cheyenne videos now with my current set of circumstances, so, but that's all right. We'll do more exploration stuff. There's definitely still some abandoned stuff I could do, and definitely some open stores I haven't documented before on my channel, so it would be worth trying to do a video of sorts. I don't know which ones will be coming next, but yeah. Of course, I should try to start doing this in live stream. So special thank you to my patrons and YouTube members who do support the stream and support the channel, of course, too. Makes it a little bit easier to get new gear that might work a little better for my situation, make it a little bit easier, and maybe improve the quality on your guys' end. So special thank you to them for sure. They do help out. And like I said, at least one video this week. I don't know if there'll be enough time for me to film another before the end of the week, so probably one video this week where I'll do the update, go around town, catch some of the new stuff happening, and then we'll go from there. I'll have to figure out, but we'll go from there. But happy Easter again. Yeah, you can join whatever one you prefer. I think at the end of the day, I think they both are roughly the same amount that goes to me versus the platform. I found Patreon to be a little bit buggy lately, but that doesn't mean it's buggy for everyone. It hasn't been buggy for everyone, so I don't know. Your choice on which one you do if you decide to join. All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll check it out when I get home. It's Tanyan. Yep. Do you live close to Colorado? Kind of. I'll answer that and then I'm going to wrap up. So I live in Cheyenne, Wyoming, so I'm a little ways from Colorado. To get to Fort Collins is a good hour drive, roughly. Maybe a little under, maybe about 45 minutes to an hour. So it is a distance from places, but it's pretty close. It is pretty close to Colorado. I'll give it that. Yeah, happy Easter to everyone. And I don't know when the next stream will be, but if I do another stream, I'll let you guys know if and when. Probably at some point I will, but we'll see. And we'll go from there. Anyway, I guess I shall say, I can't do it this angle. Peace out. A weird angle. Peace out, guys. Have a good night. Come on. There we go.